Detroit has a cancer. The cancer is crime.
Drastic measures are required to save a city under siege.
There's a new guy in town. His name's RoboCop.
If he can't kill crime,
this guy's really good.
no one can.
Drop it!
And now the criminals are on the run.
Book him.
What's the charge?
He's a cop killer.
RoboCop, tonight, HTV.
Next tonight, the latest news and sports results from ITN.
ABS as standard on most family saloons. You can with a Nissan. The Series 2 Primera with ABS as standard.
With rock bottom prices all around the store, you can count on lots of change at QuickSave.
Made with succulent grade A chicken breast and a light crispy coating. New Bird's Eye Crispy Chicken.
I won't share a bag with anyone!
For Army, it's a bit of an animal.
On HTV Tuesday, the last voyage of the Lusitania. The discovery of the ship was the first problem.
Plus she's laying on her starboard side. That's the side where the torpedo hit. That's where the answer to the mystery is.
The solution revealed at 10:40 Tuesday.
This is HTV handing over to ITN in London.
Good evening, the news and sport from ITN. Tonight's headlines: a British soldier has been killed in Bosnia.
And the main sports headline tonight: England run in a try at last, but Wales take the honours.
A British soldier has been killed in Bosnia. It's thought he stepped on a landmine as he helped make an area safe for civilians. Tonight he's been named as Corporal Barney Warburton of 33 Engineer Regiment attached to the Coldstream Guards at Vitez. Corporal Warburton was 27, single and from Gwynedd in North Wales.
Corporal Warburton was killed instantly whilst preparing to destroy explosives lying amongst the shattered ruins of Vitez.
The site is in no man's land between the confrontation lines surrounding the Muslim enclave of Stari Vitez. The area has been cordoned off. His body has been recovered and an investigation is now underway to determine the cause of the explosion.
He and his colleagues were trying to maintain the new peace between Muslims and Croats on their old front line. After over a year of shelling, night and day, it's now a jungle of booby traps and unexploded bombs. Stari Vitez is a tiny Muslim enclave surrounded by Croats, who are themselves surrounded by Muslims, a sort of siege within a siege. 600 people live in the enclave, and part of the army's job now is to help make the area safe. Corporal Warburton is the second British soldier to die in Bosnia. In January last year, Corporal Wayne Edwards was killed by a sniper whilst patrolling the front line at Gorny Vakuf. As darkness fell tonight, the army remained at the scene. So too do hundreds of other mines that will need to be cleared before the warring neighbours on either side of the line can get on with the job of reconciliation. For Britain's 3,350 troops serving here with the United Nations, this tragedy shows, all too clearly, the dangers which are now a part of their crucial role in returning peace to Bosnia. Adam Holloway, ITN, Vitez.
There's been a terrorist attack on a security forces base at Crossmaglen in South Armagh tonight. Police said 3 people were injured, 1 seriously. The army said a helicopter on the ground was damaged. Vernon Mann has just sent this report.
The latest word we have here is that a single mortar was fired over the perimeter fence into the joint army police base at Crossmaglen down by the border. just one mortar, but unlike the ones at Heathrow Airport, this one went off, apparently with a big bang. Unconfirmed reports say it hit an army helicopter and set it on fire. Witnesses said it looked like a fireball. One man said it was like an earthquake. 2 ambulances are at the scene, as indeed are the fire brigade. First reports say there are casualties, perhaps 2 to 3 people injured, but apparently no fatalities. Vernon Mann, ITN, in Belfast.
In Belfast, 3 people were arrested after buses and vans were set on fire in Loyalist areas. Police said armed men hijacked vehicles and then set them alight in what was a coordinated action. Earlier, the Ulster Unionist leader James Molyneux said the Downing Street Declaration on peace in Northern Ireland had now run its course.
I would be failing the people of Northern Ireland if today I neglected to warn the Irish government that they are steering a course which will prove disastrous for them and for us.
A man and a woman have been found stabbed to death in a flat in Plymouth. Police said they were victims of a ferocious attack. The bodies were discovered in the top-floor flat after friends raised the alarm. The dead couple hadn't been seen for several days. Detectives say the murders may be drug-related. A Labour MP has said that any methods are legitimate to stop racial violence in Britain. Diane Abbott was addressing an anti-racism rally of 25,000 people in East London. Speakers warned the Liberal Democrats that they face defeat in council elections because they've allegedly failed to stamp out racism in Tower Hamlets.
The march was colourful and noisy, but the message was serious because of the increase in attacks on Asian and black young people on these same streets. Several have been killed, others have serious injuries. Union leaders marched with relatives of victims like Kudus Ali, who's still in hospital.
Well, this march is not only important to the family, this march is important to the whole Bangladeshi community.
Later at a rally, the Labour MP Diane Abbott told the crowd that any methods should be used, including on the streets, to stop the British National Party, who she linked to the attacks.
We will do whatever it takes to drive you off the streets of this country. And I mean whatever it takes at a parliamentary level, at a local authority level, at a community level, and yes, at a street level too.
The TUC had refused to allow Paddy Ashdown to address the rally because of allegedly racist leaflets issued by local Liberal Democrats.
You know, you don't just have to go to places where you're going to speak. You'd have been very welcome to have come along just to listen.
Today's rally reflects a growing concern about attacks on young black people alongside the political rise of the British National Party. The next big test of support for the BNP will come in the May local elections. John Draper, ITN, East London.
Israel and the Palestine Liberation Organization are preparing to meet tomorrow to talk about resuming the stalled Middle East peace process. This afternoon, Israeli troops shot and wounded 15 Palestinians during unrest in parts of the occupied territories. Palestinians elsewhere continued their anti-Israeli protests, even though the UN Security Council has condemned the massacre of 30 Arabs in Hebron. Now it's over to Graham Miller for news of the day's sport.
It was on as even at Twickenham, with England winning the game but Wales taking the Five Nations trophy. England couldn't manage the 16-point margin they needed for the title, but they did score their first try for 5 matches.
England hadn't scored a try all season. Sadly for Wales, they were saving them for today. 10 minutes in and a taste of how rugby should be played. Phil de Glanville fed a rampaging Rory Underwood and the Welsh cover was wide open. Andrew's conversion was faultless. But this was also the day he was converted into a born-again halfback. For once he passed the ball instead of using the big boot upfield. It came as a surprise to Tony Underwood. Other openings were also thrown away. But England's total domination eventually brought more points, Rodberg gratefully accepting a misguided Welsh throw-in. But as Wales poured on more pressure to try and rescue their Grand Slam, they managed one breakthrough, Nigel Walker finishing. That apart, the England captain was satisfied.
Everyone played well. A bit frustrated we let them score a try. You know, that was frustrating, but I thought we dominated them and it was lovely.
The big prize at the Grand Slam eluded us. I'm a little bit disappointed with that, but at the end of the day, you know, the side showed tremendous character in coming back in the face of fierce onslaught in England, who played exceptionally well today.
But for Wales, the consolation of a championship and the fact that they're back as a force in world rugby. Peter Staunton, ITN, Twickenham.
There was little to cheer about for the Scots at